This September marks the beginning of a brand new chapter for Apple. With John Ternus taking the helm for Apple's flagship keynote, all eyes are on Cupertino to see how the next era of iPhone hardware takes shape. And as always, the crown jewel of the upcoming lineup is the iPhone 18 Pro Max. If you currently own the iPhone 17 Pro Max, or if you have been holding off on an upgrade waiting to see what 2026 brings, the rumor mill has supplied us with a treasure trove of technical details. From a striking new hero color called Dark Cherry, to a noticeably smaller dynamic island, a mechanical variable aperture camera, and a next-gen 2nm processor, Apple is preparing a major generational leap. We will break down every leak, physical blueprint, and internal hardware upgrade line by line so you know exactly what is changing, what is staying the same, and whether it is worth making the switch. Let us jump straight into the details. Starting with overall physical construction and design language, the iPhone 18 Pro Max follows closely in the footsteps of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple is sticking with the flat-edge design language and premium build quality that users expect from a flagship Max device. However, Apple is using this generation to perfect a major design element introduced last year, the oversized rear camera plateau. When the iPhone 17 Pro Max debuted, Apple introduced a camera island that spanned nearly side to side across the top third of the back glass. While it gave the phone a bold, futuristic look, early adopters quickly pointed out a key flaw. The sharp, right-angled edges of the camera plateau were vulnerable to impact damage and chipped easily when dropped onto hard surfaces. With the iPhone 18 Pro Max, Apple engineers are rectifying that structural issue without abandoning the signature layout. The corners of the camera plateau are being reshaped with a subtle, smooth curvature. This subtle rounding distributes impact energy far more effectively, making the plateau significantly more durable against everyday drops and scrapes. In terms of physical dimensions, the core chassis remains largely identical to the 17 Pro Max, maintaining a comfortable 8.75mm body thickness. However, because of the upgraded optical camera elements inside, the total thickness, including the rear camera bump, will increase slightly over last year's model. Moving to the front face of the device, we find what is easily the most noticeable visual difference between the two generations: the display cutout. On the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the dynamic island remained a prominent horizontal pill at the top of the screen, housing both the front selfie camera and the complete Face ID hardware suite. On the iPhone 18 Pro Max, Apple is officially taking its first major step toward an uninterrupted, full-screen display. Supply chain reports confirm that Apple hardware teams have successfully relocated key Face ID components, specifically the flood illuminator and dot projector elements, directly beneath the active OLED screen panel. Because these underlying sensors now operate through the display glass, the physical cutout only needs to accommodate the front camera lens and essential optics. As a result, the dynamic island shrinks by over 35% in width, narrowing from 20.76mm down to roughly 13.5mm. This reduction frees up valuable active screen real estate along the top status bar. Status icons for cellular signal strength, Wi-Fi and battery percentage receive noticeably more breathing room, and landscape video playback cuts far less into your content compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Color options always play a major role in distinguishing new iPhone generations, and Apple is introducing an intriguing new palette for the iPhone 18 Pro Max. While the iPhone 17 Pro Max leaned into lighter metallic tones and cosmic orange options, internal reports indicate Apple spent months testing deep, rich jewel tones for the 18 Pro Max, including coffee brown, deep purple, and rich burgundy. The clear winner selected as the official hero color is Dark Cherry, matched precisely to Pantone 6076. Dark Cherry features a rich, deep burgundy hue with subtle coffee undertones that shift dynamically under light, giving the matte back glass a luxurious finish. Alongside Dark Cherry, Apple will offer the iPhone 18 Pro Max in light blue, Pantone 2121, a refined light metallic gray, and a classic deep dark option that brings back the darks aesthetic power users loved on earlier models. Pairing these fresh colors with the curved camera plateau creates a device that looks instantly recognizable alongside the 17 Pro Max while offering a fresh visual identity. While design updates are welcome, the camera system on the iPhone 18 Pro Max represents a massive hardware leap over the iPhone 17 Pro Max. On the 17 Pro Max, all three rear camera lenses featured fixed physical apertures. While computational photography did a fantastic job managing bright sunlight and dark night shots, A fixed aperture meant the lens relied on software trickery to simulate shallow depth of field or compensate for harsh lighting. The iPhone 18 Pro Max introduces physical mechanical variable aperture blades to the 48-megapixel primary fusion camera. In dark indoor environments or late-night street photography, physical mechanical iris blades retract wide open, allowing significantly more native light to hit the large primary sensor without introducing digital image noise. In intense daylight, the aperture blades physically narrow down, preventing overexposed highlight clipping and delivering crisp, natural contrast across the frame. Furthermore, a physical variable aperture gives photographers true optical depth of field. Instead of relying on portrait software algorithms that occasionally blur out hair strands or glasses frames, the iPhone 18 Pro Max captures authentic, DSLR-quality blurred backgrounds natively. The upgrades do not stop at the primary lens. Reports indicate the periscope telephoto camera is also receiving a wider physical aperture lens. By letting significantly more light into the telephoto optic, 5x and 10x optical zoom shots captured in low light will feature far better detail, lower noise levels, and faster shutter speeds compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Underneath the back glass, the performance gap between these two flagships comes down to a major milestone in semiconductor manufacturing. The iPhone 17 Pro Max was driven by the A19 Pro chip built on TSMC's 3nm process node. While the A19 Pro was a speed demon, the A20 Pro inside the iPhone 18 Pro Max makes the full generational jump to TSMC's cutting-edge 2nm fabrication process. To maximize performance efficiency, the A20 Pro chip adopts novel wafer-level multi-chip module packaging. This technology places 12 GB of high-speed system RAM directly onto the same silicon wafer alongside the CPU, GPU, and neural engine cores. By mounting system memory right next to the compute cores, data transfer latency drops sharply while energy draw decreases. For power users running local artificial intelligence tasks, processing 4K ProRes video files, or playing console-grade 3D games, the A20 Pro maintains peak clock speeds longer than the 17 Pro Max without hitting thermal throttling limits. All of these internal architecture upgrades directly feed into the final major hardware difference: overall battery endurance. The iPhone 17 Pro Max housed an impressive 5,088 mAh battery cell that easily powered users through a full day of heavy workloads. For the iPhone 18 Pro Max, supply chain sources report that Apple has expanded internal battery capacity up to approximately 5,200 mAh. While a capacity jump from 5,088 mAh to 5,200 mAh might look like a modest physical increase on paper, the real-world battery gains are multiplied by the underlying silicon gains. When you combine a 5,200 mAh cell with the energy savings of a 2nm A20 Pro chip, integrated wafer-level multi-chip module memory architecture, and custom energy-efficient connectivity modems, total active screen-on time increases noticeably over the 17 Pro Max. You are looking at a device that easily stretches into a 2-day light usage phone, giving heavy creators the confidence to shoot 4K video, navigate with GPS, and edit media all day long without carrying a MagSafe battery pack. To wrap it all up, while the iPhone 18 Pro Max maintains the sleek aluminum and glass design language established by the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the generational upgrades are significant. You are getting a refined chip-resistant camera plateau, a 35% narrower dynamic island with underscreen Face ID tech, the stunning new dark cherry hero finish, mechanical variable aperture primary camera control, faster telephoto optics, 2nm A20 Pro performance, and the largest battery ever put into an iPhone. If you are upgrading from an older device, like an iPhone 15 Pro Max or earlier, the iPhone 18 Pro Max represents a massive leap forward across every conceivable metric. And even if you currently carry the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the mechanical camera control and shrunk dynamic island make a very compelling case for making the jump this September. Which feature are you most excited about on the iPhone 18 Pro Max, the mechanical variable aperture camera, or the smaller dynamic island? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button for full unboxings coming this fall, and we will see you in the very next video. Goodbye.